I'm about to draw a graph for you guys that we call load versus capacity. I want you to be able to reproduce this graph and present it to your members every time that you meet them for the first time. So a new member walks into your gym, they need to see this. You have members who are already existing in your gym. They need to see this. In order for you to be able to draw this and answer the questions that are going to come with it, you need to know it. You need to practice it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the entire thing right now. I want you to have the mindset that you need to be able to draw this and explain it as well. So everything below this dotted line represents pain. Everything below the dotted line represents no pain. You're probably tired of people telling you that they hurt themselves deadlifting. The last deadlift hurt me. Yeah, like the last shot of 20 at the bar that night is the one that got you drunk. It doesn't work that way. There's an accumulative volume that gets you to what we're talking about as pain. So I want to help you guys figure out what that looks like. First things first, we all live with a subset of conditions that we tolerate every day. This is why when you're walking around and you say to somebody, hey, how are you? You don't really want the whole answer. It's the truth. We know everyone has stuff going on. These three boxes are going to represent some of the stuff generally that's going on. We all have wear and tear. Wear and tear is the disc herniation, the sitting in a chair all day that hurts your back, the labrum tear, the rotator cuff injury, whatever it is. There's somebody else in the world walking around with the same condition that you have, and they don't have pain. So you gotta stop blaming your condition. That's one. The next thing is stress, diet, and sleep. This box here represents your hormonal balance, your ability to recover from workouts, your ability to feel good when you wake up in the morning. Your stress, diet, and sleep, your quality, the worse it is, the bigger the box, right? The better it is, the smaller the box. So if your kid didn't sleep last night and you were up all night and it stressed you out and you woke up this morning and you really wanted to burn off that energy, that might not be a great idea. And we'll get to that in a second. The last box is your functional diagnosis. A functional diagnosis is going to be that you have back pain when you squat, for example. Forget about the disc herniation. Get that out of your head. The client has back pain when they squat or when they deadlift, or the shoulder hurts when I press overhead. Well, then they have a shoulder injury with overhead pressing. That's what you need to focus on. So these three things are going to live there to begin with. Now what happens is we all do this. We wake up and it's, I gotta drive to work. That's an extra load. I sit in a chair all day. Most of your clients probably do, unfortunately. When I go to the gym, if I do certain things, they don't cause me pain, just soreness. But if you ask me to snatch to a squat, boom, that hurts. So this is the thing that hurts. It's snatching, for example. Hurts. So what are you going to do for that client? What is that client going to do for themselves? They're going to naturally avoid fear, pain. They're going to say, I probably shouldn't do this. And that's what their doctor is going to tell them too. If a client is coming to you for training and they go to a doctor and say, I feel good except when I lift heavy with my trainer, what do you think their doctor is going to tell them? They're going to say, you shouldn't lift heavy weights. In this case, you shouldn't snatch. Problem is they're not really paying attention to what the client walked in for, and you need to be aware of this. These boxes here represent pre-existing conditions, PC. These boxes represent needs and wants, NW. The commonplace in our field right now is to eliminate a need or a want from somebody without taking into consideration at all the emotional component of what that does to them. Nobody wants to be told, don't do what it is that you love to do. So here's what we need to do, and you guys need to do as coaches. You're not going to be able to change somebody's wear and tear, so redraw that box for them. You can have a substantial impact on their stress, diet, and sleep because you have a lot of contact hours with them. So expect to bring that down and over time bring it down even further. Their functional diagnosis, if they have pain going over their head with pressing and we implement the right programming, or the right modifications, we might be able to reduce the size of that box as well. So now we have a little bit more play to go. We draw these other boxes back in. Excuse me if they're not exactly to scale. And now all of a sudden, snatching no longer hurts. So what's going to happen is that person's going to say, I feel good. I'm going to do more. I want to do more. They're going to join a Spartan race or something. They're going to sign up for their first competition. They're going to try to throw really, really, really hard off the mound. Sorry, coach, it hurts again. And you're like, damn it, I thought we had it. We also, through appropriate programming, what you guys are going to be able to do in a huge way is elevate the capacity of that athlete. Bring this dotted line up so that the room that they have for error when they wake up in the morning, right now, it's here. That's their capacity to, that's where they wake up. Your job as a coach is going to be to make it there. And to execute programming and to progress programming as capacity goes up, you're going to now add load at a slower rate than the increase in capacity. If you can draw this graph for a client and explain this graph to a client, they're going to understand that they didn't hurt themselves doing that deadlift or that snatch, but that everything in their life plays a role on how they're feeling every single day. And now you have the opportunity to change the way that that person lives and get rid of that person's symptoms. Quick summary for you. We all live with stuff that we deal with every day. We add to that stuff. Eventually, we might be adding too much. So what we need to do is reduce the things that we can control, that we live with to begin with, and then add capacity at a faster rate than we add more stuff. It's that simple, guys. That's your job. This was load versus capacity. Again, this might be the most important thing in this program. So draw it, practice it, be able to explain it, because it's going to help you.